They've clawed their way through the wreckage, slipped past giants, danced with the brink of elimination. Now, only 2 remain. And by the end of tonight, only 1 walks away a champion. This isn't just a game. This is the final page of a story written in blood, sweat, and buzzer beaters. Welcome to the end of March Madness. And welcome to the prophecy. You ever been in a locker room before a national title game? The air is different. Men don't talk. They breathe heavy. They stretch the same way they've stretched 1,000 times before, only slower. Stiffer. The ball feels heavier. The sneakers tighter. There's a clock ticking somewhere, but no one looks at it. Because tonight isn't about time. It's about legacy. This is where careers are made, or forgotten. Where heroes choke. Where legends rise from the ashes of missed free throws and backdoor cuts. And out there, under the blinding lights, every movement echoes. This is the moment where preparation meets panic. Where the difference between glory and regret is 1 possession. Florida and Houston, both 35-win teams. Both survivors. Both hungry, but only one gets remembered. Let's begin with the Gators. The odds makers call them favorites. A gentle 1.5-point nod. But don't be fooled. The spread is a whisper. The battle is a scream. Florida entered this tournament with plus 325 odds, tied for the shortest line on the board. But they weren't always supposed to be here. Preseason, 60-1 long shots. That's not destiny. That's defiance. Now, let's talk numbers. Florida's ATS record this season, 28-11. Strong, efficient. They win, they cover, until they don't. In this tournament, Florida opened with a whimper. Beat Norfolk State, yes. Covered the spread, no. UConn, another win. Another failed cover. Auburn, victory again, and finally, an under. Their first in 12 games. Prior to that, they had gone over in 11 straight. Florida has been hot, too hot, and if you've watched enough of these things, you know what happens to streaks when the lights get too bright. They break. But here's where things get interesting. Florida is a front runner. When they lead at halftime, they are unbeatable, 28-0 straight up this season. Under Todd Golden, they're 59-9 SU and 47-21 ATS when leading at the break. But when they trail, they're mortal, just 6-4 this season, 11-8 over the last 2. That comeback against Auburn, impressive. Yes, but it took everything they had. Now comes Houston. Let me tell you something about pain. About resolve. About silence in a locker room full of men who just clawed back from 14 down against Duke, the favorite, the darling. The name brand blue blood. Houston didn't flinch. They never do. This team doesn't break. They adapt. Down by double digits in the Final Four, and what do? They squeeze the life out of Duke, 25-8 over the final 8 minutes. That's not a run. That's a reckoning. Houston is now 7-1 straight up this season when trailing at halftime. No one else touches that. They adjust. They execute. They endure. Defensively, terrifying. They've held 23 teams to under 60 points this season. When they keep you under 70, they are 33-0. They don't just win games. They choke the rhythm out of them. Let's zoom out. Since 2020, Houston has been an underdog just 7 times. Their record, 5-2 straight up, 6-1 against the spread. They cover the number by over 8 points per game when they're doubted. And tonight, they're doubted again. The market leans Florida, the public is leaning Florida. And that is a mistake. Because in the national title game, when the spread is less than 2 points, favorites are just 13-13 against the spread. This isn't chalk, this is chaos. And here's something the books won't tell you. Teams that beat Duke in the tournament, they go 2-8 straight up the next round. Only 3-11 SU over the past 16 years. Beating Duke isn't the reward. It's the curse. But here's where Houston breaks the mold. They didn't just beat Duke. They exposed them, and they didn't even shoot well doing it, just 37.7% from the field. Historically, teams that survive a bad shooting game like that in the Elite 8 or Final 4, they cover in the next round. It's a trend. It's a system. And it's pointing to the Cougars. Let's talk coaching. Todd Golden is talented, no question. But this is his first Final Four. First national title game. Kelvin Sampson, his third. And history loves experience. Since 1978, Coaches with a 2 or more Final Four appearance advantage are 31-16 straight up in the semi-final and title game. Only 9 of those were underdogs. 4 of them won outright. You like those odds? You should. And then there's the geography. This Final Four is in Texas, Houston's backyard. Only 9 teams in the last 60 years have played a Final Four game in their home state. 8 of those won their semi-final. But the title, only one team in that group has won it all. That was UCLA, back in 1975. Houston wants to be the second. And they've earned that shot. They've beaten a 16, an 8, a 4, a 2, and a 1. No easy outs. No cupcakes. Florida's path, softer, and they've failed to cover multiple times along the way. The Gators feel like the storybook ending. But this game, it's never been about fairy tales. It's about attrition, control, composure, and when you break it all down, when you silence the noise and burn away the hype, only one side has consistently shown the ability to bend, not break. Only one side thrives in the fire. Now step back and see the full picture. A team built on grit. A coach forged by experience. A defense that smothers hope like oxygen from a flame. Houston doesn't chase the narrative. They break it. They don't play for applause. They play to suffocate. When the lights are brightest and hearts beat loudest, the Cougars tighten the screws. They don't want a shootout. They want silence. And that's exactly what Florida's going to hear when the rhythm stops and the panic sets in. So let's make this official. And today's AI pick is Houston. They don't need the spread. They don't need the public. They don't need the spotlight. They just need 40 more minutes to do what they've done all year. Dominate in the shadows. Win with defense. Strike in silence. Florida may lead early, but Houston finishes. And tonight, they carve their name into history. See you on the other side. If you made it this far, you know what kind of game we're in for. This isn't just about picks. This is about seeing through the noise and finding truth in the chaos. If that's your kind of mission, you're in the right place. Subscribe to the channel, join us every night, and remember, we don't bet with emotion. We don't chase hype, we follow the data, we follow the edge, and together, we beat the book. Until next time. And if you're still here, you're not just a viewer. You're part of this now. This channel doesn't sleep. Every single day, NBA, NHL, MLB, 3 sports, 5 picks, 1 mission. We don't follow hype. We don't guess. We hunt edges the world ignores, and we deliver them with fire. So if tonight's your first time watching, don't let it be your last. Because tomorrow, we're back. Another board, another game, another chance to beat the book. You want hockey picks? We've got baseball, every pitch, basketball, every spread. YouTube doesn't always show you what matters. So go find us, subscribe, turn the bell on, and never miss your shot. Because the moment you stop watching, is the moment the edge slips away. And we don't miss edges. Until next time.